He is 100% worth it.
He takes it to another level. Oh my God, I just fell in love with it.
Thanks so much, Jay.
Blew my mind. And it worked. I wanted to buy my thing.
Jay is, I would say, the Yoda of sales calls, man.
Just talking to Jay, he was so good at just taking what it is, seeing the opportunity and the value and the real reason we are making it.
Talk to Jay because he got it. He can definitely help you out.
Talk to Jay. You're going to get a lot. You're going to gain a lot.
I would absolutely recommend him for any position that you have.
Jay's definitely the guy.
Give him the chance, give him the opportunity. You won't regret it.
He's good at what he does, so I highly recommend him, and I would book him before he is fully booked out.
What is up, Sales Ninjas? Welcome back to the Sales Ninja Show podcast, where we cut through the noise, ditch outdated sales tactics, and show you how to close deals with confidence, strategy, and integrity. Hi, my name is Jay Lee, founder of Sales Ninja. As a former banker, former introvert, former pastor, lots of formers, former high-ticket seven-figure sales ninja, I now help grow and scale businesses without the need for pushy tactics. And that's the heart of the reverse glass selling method. A kingdom-driven approach from the Bible, 1 Peter chapter 3:15, which is built on trust, service, and true connection. My mission is to help 1 million people break the cycle of generational poverty so that you can sell more to give more. In our last conversation, today's guest walked us through his journey from building a design firm and fitness brand to working with the likes of Grant Cardone and other industry leaders, where he transformed broken funnels into multi-million-dollar revenue streams. He showed us how grit, focus, and self-taught skills can take you from the trenches to running campaigns that generate record-breaking sales results. Today, we're diving even deeper. You'll hear how he's helped high-ticket coaches, entrepreneurs like yourself, use self-liquidating offers, simplified funnels, and smart ad strategies to reach consistent 100K plus months, all while avoiding the common mistakes that sink most campaigns. So let's please welcome back Eddie Miranda. Welcome back to the studio. How you doing, Eddie?
What's going on, bro? I'm still trying to figure out who you're talking about. Like, I don't think that person's here right now, dude.
You're so good you don't even realize it. Who's he talking about?
You busted me up so high, dude, that I'm like, dude, is this really like the person that's like sitting in this chair right now?
I'm the biggest hype man. That's my title.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I'm a big fan, a good friend, and just love what you're doing. And just give us an update since we last connected. We talked about, low ticket offers. We talked about self-liquidating offers, and you've been digging even deeper. So give us an update since the last podcast episode.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last podcast? It was like the end of last year, right? So
good question.
A lot's changed. One is that I started my own coaching and educational program, basically teaching people on how to run paid ads. And with it, it's been a journey utilizing a low ticket funnel in order to be able to get my clients, right? So utilizing the low ticket has been a game changer in my business. And even everything I do, like I wouldn't live without having a low ticket funnel right now, because it's one, giving us like qualified clients, like coming into the doorway. We've fed them into a community that nurtures them, builds trust and authenticity and basically authority at the end of the day, that people are just like, Eddie, just like do it for me. Right. So our clientele has been growing, which is amazing. And just the reach, right? Like, funny enough, I was actually talking to one of the head guys from Go High Level about a couple months ago, and he's like, man, there was something that you did, but dude, you're like blowing up. And it's awesome to see that, right? So just implementing a low ticket has been a complete game changer in my business right now.
Okay, so there's something that you said there that are really, really important, that some of the nuances get missed, even in a live podcast studio episode. So one of the things I noticed about you is, your ability to focus and discipline. And, as a former, health nut, a bodybuilder, you and your wife are, living that kind of disciplined lifestyle.
Yeah.
How has that kind of, fitness discipline that you, rigorously trained, given you the grit and the focus to dig deep into one thing? Because I find that many people, including myself, guilty as charged, get shiny object syndrome or get distracted with different offers, or maybe lose momentum and start something else. And then that time that was lost could have been something that could have been really powerful, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, right? Because I do get the same thing too, right? Like, and I think it happens to all of us at the end of the day, that we're like, we try something, oh my God, that didn't work. I got like one sale. I'm like, that didn't work. Let me go and let me go change, do something completely different. But when I launched this low ticket, it was one of those of like, one, I already knew that the course was already proven because I had it in a previous offer. So I know it worked and people liked it. But when I launched it, when I ran paid ads to it initially, like nobody really bought it. And I'm like, okay. Had one person buy it. He was organic, which was Blake Newbar. He was a freaking amazing guy. He ended up buying it. But afterwards, I'm like, okay, like I know that this has some teeth to it. I just need to figure out what it is that I need to do in order to make that happen. And then funny enough, a few days later, after I launched it, I had the opportunity to teach a 5-day challenge. So the lady brought me in. Her name's Annetta Powell, and she's like, hey, I want you to teach about paid ads. I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave like my whole little mini webinar about it and everything like that. And I had 280 customers. And I'm like, okay, there's something to this, right? So like no paid ads, semi lukewarm people that don't know me. I had 280 customers in one day. I'm like, there's some merit to this, right? So even though like I would be running ads to it, and I'm like, some days were good, some days were bad, the fact that it was being sold gave me enough merit to be like, I just need to keep on going on with this, right? Like I just need to make it grow and work on it. Like same thing like in bodybuilding, right? Like you don't get results on day one, you don't get results on week one, you probably don't get results on month one. But for me, like my bodybuilding journey to look the way that I looked, it took 4 to 5 years, right? To the most impressive look that I've ever had when I was in bodybuilding. And we got to look at it in the same way of this. It's like, okay, we launch it. It may have not worked month one, but did we get some results? Yes, right? So now we got to go back and like, okay, how can we improve these results moving forward? If it's already proven and people are buying it, then that's an offer that's already proven, right? If one person bought, then all you have to do is just tweak it to making sure that more people bought. And that's what we technically ended up doing. And now that's the lifeline of the business right now. If that basically dies, or if that needs to pivot, then I'll come up with another low ticket offer, right? But that's the lifeline of the business, and I will continue to keep on working on that because I know that that's something that works, and that's something that's been very profitable for us at the end of the day.
Amazing. I know you've helped a lot of different companies, from Grant Cardone to building a $5 million webinar, a single live webinar, which is incredible. You broke some records there. You also helped double contractor independence monthly sales from 50K to 100K in just 3 months by fixing gaps in their marketing strategy. So you streamline sales processes for several companies. What's the first step you recommend to businesses that are looking to scale their sales process efficiently?
Well, the first step is a lot of the people that I do audits with, especially if they're like on the higher ticket aspect, is they usually only have one funnel. And what do I mean by that? Like, I think we've all run into the aspect of like, for the past few years, like go straight to high ticket. Like that's the way to go right now. And a lot of the companies that I've consulted or audited that do only have a video sales letter funnel, usually their cost per acquisition is just skyrocketing. There's this one particular company that I worked with at the beginning of the year that their cost to get a qualified book call was at $500 in January of 2024. By December, it was up to $1,200. And they're like, no, we don't know. We know it's just a creative, and we know it's just this, and we know it's just a VSO. I'm like, no, it's the fact that people, you need to bring in people in a different manner first before doing it. So one of the things I look at is like, first of all, do they only have one funnel, or do they have multiple funnels? What funnels are they using? Because that plays a huge strategic role in how you're going to get people into your ecosystem. So a couple of things that I've done with some businesses is, well, if they only have a VSL, well, let's implement the low ticket, right? That's one thing, because at the end of the day, we got to look at the psychology of like how you run ads on Meta. And if you're just looking for leads, then that's all you're going to get. You're just going to get people that are just going to be opting in and providing their email, which is usually a VSL, right? That's why you have a hard time trying to get show up rates. That's why you have a hard enough time just trying to get people to close on your calls, because Meta's only looking for people that just want to opt in. But when you look at when people purchase, the way people act as when you're looking for people that purchase is completely different. So that's why I implement something like a low ticket in the front end, because now I get hyperactive buyers, people that actually buy a little something. They've already invested with us, right? And you could retarget those people into your VSL, and your numbers are actually going to drop, especially if you're doing paid ads on it, right? Same thing goes to like if I have a client doing a webinar, right? If they're doing a live webinar, I actually implement a couple strategies onto a live webinar, and one of them is putting a paywall, because I want to justify running ads as a purchase versus as a lead. People are more worried about the amount of leads and the amount of people that are on a webinar versus I'm actually getting more qualified people onto my webinar. I'd rather have 50 people that are going to purchase from me and have a 50% purchase rate off of my webinar than having 200 people and only having 10% or 5% to actually purchase, right? So I really look at that as an aspect, is like making sure that we're getting purchase style people coming in through the door, and utilizing more than one funnel into their ecosystem to make sure that we have multiple entry points in order to be able to justify having those people come in as a purchase intent.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. So a low ticket offer as a front end, because a lot of people may not be ready to buy a high ticket offer, makes complete sense. You have offered the low ticket offer where you get hyperactive buyers. Like you said, it's better to have more qualified people at a webinar, like you said, 50 people buying at 50%, or, versus having 200 people and only 10% buying. So let me ask you this question as we dig deeper. When you're offering this low ticket offer, there's many people scratching their heads saying like, what can I possibly offer that is of value that can help people get a micro win? Because, you've heard the saying that you get what you pay for. So people say there's a $47, $27, $7, even $97 thing. They're like, is that really going to help you? If so, if you can comment on what would you offer and what would the price point or price points be?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, right? Because usually, as my buddy Jeff Miller would say, this is like the appetizer to what it is that you provide, right? So for me, what I offer, and I'm working on the second low ticket right now, but the first low ticket, the one that I have right now, is basically showing them the same strategy that I've been using for years. And even with the new like Andromeda update that's been happening, the change in the algorithm, we're still using that strategy, and it still works very, very well, just with a couple of quirks in which we're updating everything, right? But it's basically, hey, this is the strategy that I used in order to do this. And then usually what ends up happening is like they come in, and mind you, for $17, it's a really beefy like course that they're getting. They're getting at least a minimum of 10 videos. I'm like, for $17, that's a lot. So they basically watch that and they're like, okay, cool. I've done this. I've tried this. I've worked it. I'm not getting the same results, or, hey, I did this, but then this worked. And then they're like, Eddie, like you're doing amazing with what you're doing. You're teaching all these people. Can you just do it for us? Right. So then basically when they jump into my agency and I do the done for you stuff, is I'm literally using the same framework. We're just going way more in depth to what it is and gain very analytical, because a lot of these people don't know how to analyze their ads. They don't know how to analyze their funnels. So I just give them the strategy, but a lot of times there's a bigger pain point at the end of the day. And what I provide is what people think is their biggest pain point. What in reality, their biggest pain point is probably what's happening on the funnel or the overall strategy of their business itself.
So in some ways, is a low ticket offer, and I'm just trying to understand the sales psychology, is it helping people opt in? You can do a nurturing sequence, and you're basically having people pay for your for leads. And then the second question is, what is the process of getting them into a book call? You just wait for them, or is there like what's the strategy?
Yeah, cool. So like there's a couple of different strategies that I'm utilizing right now. So one of them is that once they become a purchaser, there's actually a book a call calendar on my confirmation page. Right now, does that bring in the most qualified people? No, not really, because there's a lot of people that don't fit our criteria that do book that call. The other way that I actually do it is that I have an email sequence, a 20-day email sequence after they purchase. That 20-day email sequence gives them more context about what we do and how we do it. And then people book a call with that. Usually I get more qualified people that fit the bill for our services through there. The last way that we're able to do it, which is I think is one of the biggest leverages that we have, is that every person that purchases our course goes into a school community. Inside of that school community, not only do they see the videos, but they get to see that I'm responding to everybody's questions. They get to see that I'm knowledgeable. And then we actually conversate through DM. And usually people just reach out to me. It's like, hey, Eddie, by the way, do you run ads too? And then they ask us for that. And then, I end up booking them a call. And those are the ones that usually convert for me very, very easily, because they've already been nurtured enough inside of the community that they see what we're doing. They see that I'm doing updates, that I'm jumping on calls with people, doing everything like that. So I have a threefold method in getting people to book a call. Now, do I spend additional ad dollars for it? Like a VSL? I do not currently right now. I don't do that.
Okay. So let's go into, since this is the Sales Ninja Show podcast, let's go into some of the sales secrets of Eddie Miranda.
Yeah.
So you said you have a 20-day email sequence. Every person that purchases goes through a school community. You converse through DMs, and you get some better qualified people through emails. A lot of people honestly just suck at emails or don't do emails. What are some of your sales copy secrets that help you nurture the ideal client and get them to book a call?
Well, there's actually another method that I didn't mention, right? Because right now for me, I'll be honest, like I suck with sales calls. I give like way too much value. Like I end up coaching people on the calls instead. So there's one like specific tactic that I ended up utilizing that actually has resulted in a lot of sales as well. So as far as the copy on the emails, basically it's just regular emails. Like I've put into ChatGPT, this is my stories, these are the results that I've done, and it's given me enough ammo to let people know, like, hey, like we're knowledgeable in what we've been able to do with clients. So it's more of like a case study kind of emails that we're utilizing on there. Inside of the school community, basically what we're doing is that it's just value driven, right? Like we're just providing the value. They're seeing the content. They like how I teach things and what I'm talking about. They jive with my thought process on things. And a lot of these people that go through that part usually are already looking for a media buyer, right? They're already looking for a company that would help them because they already have that need. They just purchased my products to see what I know and what my methods are, and then they're like, I've just been, when I usually jump on with those people, like, yeah, I've been looking for a media buyer and I bought your stuff to check you out and I like what you say, so that's why I booked a strategy call with you. So those sales end up being very easy. Now the other method that I didn't mention, because we also have the book a call on my confirmation page, but there's an upsell right after they purchase, and that's an audit. So I charge $147 for an audit. And I also promote that inside of my community too. It's like, hey, if you guys want me to jump into your ad account, your funnels and things like that, and let you know what you need to do in order to fix whatever's going wrong inside of your ad account. I have that inside my community as well. So not only do I have it as an upsell, but I also have it inside my community. Like I position that as well. And usually the reason why I do that is because I am so bad at sales, and why I give so much value is that now they're giving me $147 for value that now I could technically coach them. And usually at the end of the call, it goes, so how can I hire you?
Oh, wow.
Right. So not only are they paying to come in, I'm giving them technically a coaching call, which is what I'm good at anyways. At the end of that call, it's usually they're the ones saying like, okay, so how can I hire you? What are your rates? Right. So I get a lot of clients like that. In fact, one of my biggest clients came in through that method. Multi-million-dollar company. We're launching a video sales letter funnel. They already have a webinar going on. And they came in through that method. I audited their ad accounts. I audited their funnels. And 2 days later, like, hey, we're launching this new campaign. Do you want to be a part of it? Right. So that works very well for me, because I'm not the sales kind of person. I'm not like handling objections. I'm not like, I suck at it. Even though I worked for Grant and like Jay's helped me out with it too. Like I would rather provide the value and then go like, hey, like how much is your services, than me jump on a sales call where I end up coaching them anyways. And then the sale doesn't really go in the direction that I wanted to,
Amazing. So walk us through, you talked about, and I think it's genius to charge $147 for an ad account audit to fix whatever is wrong. So walk us through the steps. Is it like through Facebook posts? Is it on LinkedIn? Is it a Facebook group? Where is it through the school community? I know you said school. Is it all the above? And what kind of post does it look like? Hey, you guys want an audit? It's $147. Comment me.
Yeah. So, one step, it's that it's on my funnel, right? So it's my first upsell. So some people grab that right away. Some people don't. Because a lot of times, and I think it makes sense, right? Because people are getting my course because they know that there's a problem with their strategy on Facebook, right? So they're like, okay, well, I know I have problems and I'm trying to figure this out. Why don't I just have the guy that I just bought the course from check out my stuff? And $150 is not a deal breaker at the end of the day, right? Now, like, let's say people skip that. People DM me, they're like, hey, Eddie, like, what services do you offer? And majority of the time it's either, I go, we offer like the done for you service, but we also offer an audit and we also offer coaching. They're like, oh, okay, well, like how, maybe, it's too rich for my blood for the done for you service right now, but like, how much is your audit and how much is your coaching? I'm like, oh, okay, well, my audit's, this much for one time, or my coaching's this much for, every single month. They're like, oh, okay, let's just do the audit. Right. So that's usually how the conversation goes. I also do have awareness in my community as well. And basically there's a post inside my community saying like, hey, somebody jumped on my audit. We ended up discussing X, Y, and Z. They implemented it and they ended up getting this results. If you guys want an audit, then comment the word audit or DM me directly. Right. So people see that post and then they end up taking action on that. Right. And I actually have that post pinned onto the top of my school community because it's one of the first posts that they see when they jump into the community itself. So those are the ways that I kind of get people in. So I don't do organic. I don't do like Facebook, Facebook group posts or any of that stuff. But funny enough, the guy that I told you that we ended up getting, that's a big client for me right now. He saw my ads. He saw my landing page. The guy reached out to me on Instagram and on Facebook. And he's like, hey, I need you to take a look at my stuff. I'm like, okay, well, here's the link for the audit. He grabbed the audit and then that's how he became a client, So that's very rare, but usually the other ways is the way that usually ends up happening.
Okay, let's see if we can do a deep dive. That was amazing, by the way. And the beautiful thing is you helped me build my own school community and the funnel. So in real time, if we did an audit and, I haven't done really much with it, and that's the sad part of it. And, if with the amount of value that I provide, I was charging $97 a month. I wanted to increase it to $397 a month or $3,000 paid in full for the year, which is, really nothing compared to the price, that I was charging for my coaching program. So it left me kind of paralyzed, because I was like, that's a lot of value for so little. And then I felt like, I'm, cheapening my offer. What are some ways, and I'm just going to see if I can do a screen share here. What are some ways that you would like say, hey, how do we supercharge? Wait up, this is not, I got the wrong screen here. How do we supercharge what I'm doing to monetize, a low ticket offer, a school community, that sort of idea? Let me just get the right screen. Sorry. Share screen window here. Okay.
Right.
So I only have 29 members. It was $97 a month. And then, it's funny because like, when I'm talking to people or I do a post, I'm talking to a lot of like either broke people, tire kickers, or people who love me, but quote unquote can't afford. Even like I have people who are paying me $97 a month, and then they've got like situations with their mom who has Alzheimer's, medical bills, people who are, on loans and, business credit, and came off the plan. So help me out here. I'm struggling.
Yeah. So for you, the thing is that even though you have a community and you have that many people, it's getting the consistent flow of people coming in, right? So I know that we built this for you, and I know that you went like and made some updates to it. But what I would tell you to do, right, is you have a couple courses, right? And I know that I know you have a low ticket, but we can. The way that I have mine set up, and again, everybody sets up their school differently, but this is what's working for me. And I'm not saying that it's the most perfect way, but it works, right? The only thing for me is just more people coming in consistently, right? So I could continue having that train of people coming in, right? And I'm not ready to scale because there's still a couple of things on my back end that I need to fix.
Right.
But for you just need to get the people in there consistently and get the engagement, because I guarantee you, if you go into your community section, you don't have the amount of engagement that you should have, right?
100%.
Right? Like you don't have anybody, commenting really. You don't have a lot of Christian Moore, like he's amazing. But you don't have enough, and I don't think that you're posting as consistent as you would want to, right? Like you have a poster from May, you have Christian that does a post from June, but you're not posting consistently in there, right?
Yeah, I've lost a lot of momentum. I lost that love and feeling, Eddie.
Yeah,
bring me back to my first love.
I mean, but dude, like, how were you with your Facebook group?
I was really active, and that's how I made most of my money, to be honest. And then when they took all the third-party apps, which was, my Zoom and my StreamYard, I couldn't properly, at least, stream. And then I lost a lot of like action, momentum, consistency there as well.
Yeah. So like, and that deterred you, right? But now, if you go in here and you start doing the same thing, it's going to work. But here's the thing: your Facebook group, same way like your school community, is not going to thrive unless you consistently get new people in there.
Yeah.
Right. Because the warmest people, the most hyperactive people, are always the newest people coming in.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't have that flow, then your community is not going to grow, and you're not going to get into the cycle of continuing to get people coming in. Right. So with that said, like, you need to find an avenue that's going to bring these people in. That's why I utilize a low ticket. Right. I'm spending money to get these people in there, but my goal is to try to make majority of my money back. Right. And these are hotter people coming in. They're already like super hyperactive people at the end of the day. Right. I remember when there was a time in Facebook groups when we would run free lead gen to the Facebook group and people would be hyperactive.
Yeah.
Now we run free lead gen to Facebook group and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
But and the same thing will technically happen on a school community, but that's why I get them with the paid thing. Right.
So you run paid ads to get people into your school community?
Correct. So like I run my paid ads to my low ticket. They purchase my low ticket. Everything gets unlocked for them inside of school, whatever they purchased. Right. So basically, my school community acts like my Facebook group and my Kajabi and my coaching where I harbor my coaching program all in one spot.
Right.
Right. So now the reason why I do that is because you still want some source of FOMO. Right. They may have seen the upsell for the audit on my landing page. They may have seen my upsell for my coaching program, but they didn't get it. But then if I start posting inside of my school community, hey, come join us. We got this result with this person. You know, everybody that's in my coaching program, come join. It starts at 1 p.m. Then people are like, oh, hey, Eddie, like, how do I gain access to that? Well, here's the link. Join my coaching program. They join the coaching program. That thing gets unlocked for them right away. Right. So I use school as basically my hub in order to generate even more sales. Like I even got people purchasing other products in there because they didn't get it on the funnel.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So even school becomes an additional revenue source for myself as well too. So I get paid people coming into my funnel, right? They purchase my $17 thing and then I shoot them over into school. Now I got a community of paid people inside of there, right? And now I keep on cycling new paid people in. It keeps on gravitating. It keeps on getting people in there, and it gives this FOMO on top of that because now people are like, "Oh my God, I got this result. Oh my God, I got that result. Oh, like where are you? I'm inside of Eddie's coaching, or I did an audit with Eddie, or I'm inside Eddie's Done For You program." Right. So like it acts like a complete nurture sequence for the next step.
I love it. Let's it's more caught than taught. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. And while I set this up, if you can open up some tabs and then do a like a share screen for the people who are listening on audio, what I like Eddie to do is walk through that $17 like paid ad tripwire lead magnet that sends them into the school community automatically, which is what he said. Gives them either a bump to an audit call or book a call funnel. The school community, I guess, is free because they've already paid for the course or the $17 low ticket offer. Or is it a monthly recurring?
No, so it's a free community, but I have it gated, right? Like nobody could come inside the community unless they paid for at least the $17 thing.
Okay. Actually, I'm because I'm so new to school and I don't use it enough. I'm actually even wondering how you gate that. So if you can walk us through step by step, the low ticket offer from a paid ad, and the options that you give them from either the bump, book a call, and then sending them to the school community, showing us, how you're staying consistent and active, because clearly I'm not, and how you're staying them engaged so that they can either ask you, DM you, book a call with you, and hire you for either the audit, the coaching, the Done For You services, because all we're doing here in the Sales Ninja Show podcast is sharing some of the sales tips that are really working today so that other people can implement them.
Yeah. Let me see if you guys see my share screen. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a mirror board, and this is basically the layout that I currently have with my funnel. Right. So you could see here that I have, and I'll show you guys the sales page and everything like that. And
dude, this is a sick mind map. I love this flowchart.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how I would live without it, bro.
It's like you're a blueprint, man. I love this.
But basically, this is like the flow that I have, right? So I have, my main page. Inside of that main page, it has a 2-step order form. That 2-step order form has my main product, which is my $17 thing, and it has 2 bump orders, right? All 3 of those products gets unlocked inside of school, right? Once they purchase, or if they don't purchase, I actually have a 5 email abandoned cart sequence. You will be surprised on how many people convert on email number 5.
Really?
Yes, it is insane. I'm like,
last chance.
Yeah, last chance. Like on email number 5, people convert. It is crazy. So once they purchase, they'll go into my first upsell. My first upsell is actually my audit, right? So, hey, you bought the thing. I know you have a problem. You want me to dive into your account to see what your problem is, right? So people get this. I have maybe, last month we had about like a 12 to 15% take rate on this, which is really, really good. Increases your average order value like crazy, because funny enough, between this, my first three, my first three products, that's break even, right? All of this in addition is above my break even, right? So basically, my first upsell is my audit. My second upsell is my coaching program, and then my downsell is a trial to my coaching.
And where's the done for you services?
That's the thing. That's everything's inside of my school, right? So this is my school. So when somebody purchases, this is the main product, Meta Ads Essentials, right? Conversion Crazy Copy is one of my bump orders, and this case study is one of my bump orders, right? So when they purchase, they will get an email from school saying, hey, you unlocked this product, and this product. Or you just unlocked Meta Ads Essentials. So when they come in, they're only going to get access to the products that they purchased, right? Now, if they end up getting my coaching, this will get unlocked, and then they'll gain access to my coaching, right? So everything in here is strategically placed. So
money laundering weekly calls. I love that.
Yeah. So this is my low ticket product, like how to build the low ticket offer, things like that. This is the next product that one of the next products I'm working on. But basically, like, this gets unlocked. So what ends up happening is that a lot of times people get this, and then they go into the community, and they're like, oh, well, he just finished dropping this. And you can see the amount of comments that I have here. I have over 60 comments. Man. Everybody asking for that. So then they just go into the classroom and just purchase this for $37.
Wow.
Right? Sometimes people just buy this as well, which is a 7, which is a webinar, in order to buy this, which is $9.97. Right? Wow. So everything acts as a funnel in here, right? Now, as far as coaching, right? Like, here's a post on the coaching. Like, this is like how this member, basically a result. And then I have it here. So now people are asking, like, hey, how can I get into the STS program? People usually come into my DMs. And then a lot of times what people end up doing as well is that they've been in here long enough. They'll see that 20 email sequence. They'll book a success call with me and like, hey, Eddie, I saw all your stuff. And, I just want you to run this stuff. So I really don't, I should be making more mentions of done for you in here, but I don't.
Yeah.
Because people,
I didn't see any. And if I was your ideal client, I'd be like, let me just hire you because you're so smart and you do this so well.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So maybe I should put something for done for you in here. Right. But people, people already come to me based off of just the emails, or just asking the question like, hey, Eddie, do you do this for people? So like that's usually how I'm getting people right now.
So you have almost 900 members in your school community. So that's a huge congrats. I know when you first started, you had nobody. So that's incredible. Yeah. Were these all from ads?
Yeah. At least I would say 819 people came in from either paid ads or from buying the program outright.
Wow. So if we did $17 times 819 people, that's $13,923 just from, it's almost like them, buying in and paying you to be a qualified lead.
Correct. And all I'm doing is washing out my spend, right? Because the difference between me running, get this free PDF, right, versus, hey, get this $17 program is the difference of I'm spending $15,000 and not getting $15,000 back, or spending $15,000 and getting $12,000 to $13,000 back.
What is a ad spend that you recommend, or not recommend? What is it that you're doing to hit 900 almost 900 people in this program to break even on your ad spend?
Well, I'm spending right now about like $8,000 a month on ads.
What?
Yeah, making about 7 back because of the whole shift in Meta this month. we're making some changes to our campaigns, but we've probably spent about 5 to 6 this month so far, and made about 3.5 back. Right, but that's because there's been algorithm and changes with Meta, so we're rebuilding all our campaigns and starting from fresh. But yeah, that's kind of like what we've been spending. I want to be able to get up to 15K to 20K and spend.
Wow. So people who are listening here, so you're either breaking even or losing a little bit because of the algorithm.
Yeah.
But on the back end, how much are you making so that you're washing that ad spend? Does that make sense?
That's a good question. On the back end, we've increased the company monthly net revenue to 30K. About 9,000 of that is about $8,000 of that is about from the low ticket. So the rest comes from the ads, from the clients that we've been able to get from the ads.
Okay, so in short, in simple math, spending $8,000, making $7,000, which people will be like, "Hey, Eddie's losing $1,000," but you're making revenue of like 30K, so that works out.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's why you should hire Eddie at the end of the day. Simple math.
Yeah,
you put in money and you get qualified leads. You grow your community, and people want to buy your stuff because you're really good. And Eddie knows how to do that. So
no, and mind you, because of it, I'm building a team, and I'm getting my teammates in place for it, because right now we're signing on 2 to 3 new clients every single month, which is good. But I want to be able to sign 10 to 15 clients, so I need to build the team before I start scaling the low ticket. And I'm also implementing a second low ticket now too, because our agency is turning more into a creative agency than it is a media buying agency because of the shift in Meta right now.
So do you think organic is dead and ads is the way to go? Because people who are struggling with organic and the algorithm has kind of it's just died in so many ways. And people are struggling to get this mastery and post and do stories and, do all these, amazing posts, whether it's value and, lead magnet, raise your hand. Is a shortcut really ads?
Look, I would tell you, having both. You need to have both, right? You can't just rely on organic, because organic is not consistent, right? You could fall off, you could stop for a week, and then all of a sudden your lead flows drop, and then you have to spend an entire month back again in order to get it back to where it was. Versus with paid ads, I could adjust in 2 or 3 days, turn them back on, and then all of a sudden this whole new pipeline of leads are coming through, right? I say both, right? You need both, because at the end of the day, what's happening is that people are going to be seeing your ads, but they're also going to need to see if you're a real person and that what you're doing is actually works, and what you preach isn't the same thing in your ads, right? So your organic is going to be a humongous leverage in your paid ads game, and then vice versa. Like, your paid ads game is going to be humongous leverage on your organic. Mm-hmm. But if you just do organic, I think that you're going to be struggling. You're not going to have the consistency that you think that you can have, especially nowadays. It's a lot harder to break out, especially on Instagram. That's like, the algorithms changed a lot on Instagram. And people are trying to figure that out. So I think paid ads is like that kerosene to your authority, to getting more people to see you. And it's a consistent revenue generator. I've seen businesses that turn off their ad spend and all of a sudden they plummet.
So if someone is looking to work with you, how can they reach you? What's the best social media platform? Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram?
Yeah, so I'm barely on LinkedIn. My Instagram's incorrect there. It should be Eddie D. Miranda.
Eddie D. Miranda.
But that's the same as my Facebook. So either Instagram or Facebook are my best ones.
Okay, Eddie D. Miranda?
Yeah.
Okay, let me fix that. Boom, that one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, thank you so much, Eddie. There's so much more under the hood. We'll have to do a part, 3, maybe even get
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, oh, 100%. We'll have our own series. We'll get the wife out, and she can share what she's doing in Miami with the chapter that she's doing there.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. I'm learning always from you. Thank you so much for all that you provide. Any last words for people who are looking to hire a media buyer, but they don't trust them because they've been, taken, and traumatized because they didn't get results? What do they look for when they look for someone that they can trust?
Again, these media buyers could have like all these results and everything like that. But there's one major thing on play right now. And I don't think you should be looking more for a media buyer nowadays. I think we should be looking more for creative strategists nowadays when it comes to the Meta platform, especially doing ads on Facebook and Instagram, because the strategies that anybody's trying to do nowadays on the platform doesn't work anymore. And what needs to kind of happen in order for you guys to be able to get consistent results is to have the right kinds of creatives, not the right formats, but the right kinds of creatives for your offers. And if you can't trust in somebody doing that for you, then you shouldn't hire them. If they just say, hey, we're just going to do this and that on the paid ads and not talk about how the creatives are going to be the game changer for your business, then you shouldn't hire them, right? And that's the shift that we're doing. We're going more into the creative strategist side than we are on the actual media buying side, because Meta is actually simplifying how to do the media buying. So you need to be a little bit more creative with your creatives in order to be able to stick out and start getting results on Facebook.
I love that. Be more creative with your creatives. It's like Inception. Okay, Eddie, thank you so much for this awesome podcast interview. If you guys are looking to get on the Sales Ninja Show podcast, comment podcast if you are a multi-6 or 7+ figure entrepreneur. Here we are on a mission to help over 1 million people break the cycle of generational poverty so that you can sell more to give more and fund passion projects, support your local church, give to missionaries and to other projects that will help make this world a better place. So on behalf of everyone, Eddie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your wisdom. Take care, everyone.
Absolutely. Bye, guys.